The fourth ever EU-Africa summit in Brussels discussed a new form of cooperation between the two blocs. Development aid will continue, but investment and trade should increasingly have a larger role in the bilateral relationship. Euronews spoke with several African leaders. One of them was the president of Mozambique. An African country marked by extreme poverty for decades, Mozambique recently discovered important energy reserves and is now one of the fastest growing economies in the world, expanding by 8% in 2013. What Europe can and must do is continue to support us, especially in infrastructure and training. Our traditional sectors are linked to agriculture, where productivity is increasing. It's an important step. This generates the need to boost the agro-industry, and it generates even more the need for infrastructure to feed these processes. Security was another top theme, with the EU officially launching its military mission to the Central African Republic. EU leaders also agreed to back a new African peace facility with around €750 million. We can't speak about development without talking about security, because it's the foundations on which everything rests. We can't invest in a region where there's no security, especially in the Sahel region. We've seen a lot of problems there, not for just a few months, but for decades. Another sensitive issue was illegal immigration, after the tragedy last October in Lampedusa, where more than 300 people died. Euronews spoke with the President of the Republic of the Congo, Denis Sassou Nguesso. I'm convinced that Africa has the means to let its young people work in Africa and not necessarily be seen in the depths of the Mediterranean. The Mediterranean should be a link of cooperation between Europe and Africa. The Mediterranean has become a cemetery, and it's the thousands of young people who are being seen in the depths of the Mediterranean. Marked by colonial rule for centuries, Africa has been making efforts to strengthen the democratic process. Mo Ibrahim is a Sudanese billionaire. In 2007, he created the Prize for Leadership Excellence.
Africa has 30 democracies, functional democracies. Since 2000 to 2012, we had 120 elections in Africa, and 40 of them resulted in change of the party in power. We need to build institutions, not personalities, not a charismatic leader or a general or whoever, institutions, rule of law.
And leaders agreed that strengthening institutions is key to tackling corruption. But the president of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan, told Euronews that it's a mammoth task.
You don't have to accept any level of corruption, no. Just like medical doctors will say that it's difficult to get somebody 100% healthy. But you say you will accept some level of morbidity. No human being will accept any level of morbidity. You want to be 100%? Okay. But what I'm saying is that it's difficult to be 100%? Okay.
African leaders also raised the issue of cases open against them at the International Criminal Court. Some of them say it's biased, namely the president of Senegal, who expects other big powers to recognize it soon. When there's one African leader being accused after another, there's a problem. It gives the impression of two-tier justice. It's not normal that the ICC is biased against African leaders. I'm not aware of any other cases which involve Europe. You can't say that there aren't any crimes in Europe, Central Europe, even Western Europe or elsewhere. The US is not a member, China's not a member, Russia's not a member, but at least the African leaders have accepted to become a member of the ICC. More than 80 countries took part in the summit. The next such meeting is in 3 years' time, in 2017.